Yo, Elijah back here from Upswing MTG. This time we go for zombies. Again, probably not the most viable of decks, but as you probably noticed already, I'm fooling around a bit at the moment. Not to say that this isn't viable at all, but in the higher ladder probably not too much, but it's really fun. One of my favorite creature types, I guess. And yeah, the spot in standard is kind of rough at the moment because there aren't enough good zombies out there, I guess, which is why I have a few non-zombies in there as well, but mainly zombies. Here we have Diregraf Ghoul, 1 land, 2/2, enters tap though, so yeah, I mean, not bad. Obviously, 1 land, 2/2, kind of good, but enters tapped can really hurt, especially in a meta where mono red overruns you, and yeah, the tapped thing comes in clutch here often. So yeah, here the same thing. Don't really help against mono red, especially because yeah, enters tapped and therefore I can't really block. But again, 1 land for like 1 mana for a 2/1, and I can return it to my hand from the graveyard for 2 if the opponent lost life this turn. So really cool. Supplier, already also really cool card. When he enters the battlefield or dies, I put the top 3 cards of my library into the graveyard. Doesn't sound too good, but it has some synergy with some cards we will come to later. Priest of the Forgotten Gods, really cool card. I run this in a lot of decks, mainly aristocrats obviously. Here I run it as well because yeah, biggest weakness of zombies, moment you run out of steam you need some card draw. Also strong creatures you can't really get through, therefore I run this. Can sacrifice my creatures to get rid of some of his stuff, draw cards, also get mana for it, so that's kind of neat, and I'll try to move on with that. Marshal, really cool card, 2 lands, 3/2, and on top of that for 3 lands you can exile a card of your graveyard, so some synergy with the Supplier at least, to get a 2/2 black zombie creature token. Best thing about this, you don't have to tap him for it. So in the later stages of the game, this card is really good because you can basically turn your graveyard into a new army. That's why usually you don't really run out of steam as long as you have this, but as there's a lot of removal, I still chose to go for card draw with her and the Midnight Reaper as well. So if my creatures die, I get to draw cards. That's kind of cool, especially with the Priest of Forgotten Gods. I can sacrifice my own creatures to draw even more cards. Super cool. Death Baron buffs zombies and skeletons. They get +1/+1 and Death Touch. So you see, this is at least a skeleton. Then I have the Liliana. First effect is kind of similar to the Stitches Supplier. Put the top 3 cards of Ilaria into a graveyard. If at least one of them is a zombie, each opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. That's kind of cool because, yeah, that really helps because as you can see, I lose a lot of life, especially with the Midnight Reaper, to draw cards and stuff, and therefore I need some kind of life gain, I guess. Vraska's Contempt, as I said, with big creatures I can't really deal, especially flyers and stuff. Therefore I need something to remove them. Also Planeswalkers obviously also helps with the life gain. Same for the Eldest Reborn, which also lets me get cards from the graveyard back, like the Liliana. I didn't mention the other stuff, like target creature gets -6/6, where the X is the number of zombies you control, and you may cast zombie cards from your graveyard this turn. That's cool because as you can see, I have a lot of stuff in my graveyard all the time. And it's one of the few Planeswalker which can cast the ultimate turn 1. Like when you play it, you can already cast it because it's only -3 and she starts with 4. Then Lotleth Giant, really cool card. I mean, a bit expensive obviously. 7 mana for a 6/5 is not great, but it deals 1 damage to target opponent for each creature card in my graveyard, and that graveyard is usually kind of stacked, especially like 7 lands is hard to get, sure, but I mean I could get 2 with the Priest of the Forgotten Gods while getting 2 creatures into the graveyard and dealing 2 damage while he still has to sacrifice a creature. Or I'll just return it with the Eldest Reborn, which works as well and can hopefully one-shot the opponent. That's the decklist. As I said, fun, not really viable, but fun, and therefore I hope you enjoy the games. No, I'm gonna mulligan here. Not really what I want to have. That's better. Kind of risky to let this be on top. Really need to draw into a land now, and that's not too likely. Let's attack here. He'll maybe block. Yeah, whatever. Doesn't make a big difference if he blocks or if he sacrifices it for it. Good thing is if he doesn't remove my Graveyard Marshal, I could get it back. Oh, that's nice. That's really nice. I'll go for him because I really want to draw cards here. It's fine for me if he blocks. Okay. That's a bit unfortunate against mono red. 3 damage for nothing, kinda. I mean, for nothing I drew a card, but 2 lands left. Plays no light up the stage. Yeah, obviously. A land and a lava runner. I'll go for him again. I still kind of need more cards. If he attacks, I'm just gonna block here. Okay, fine as well. Down to 10. Good thing is I can play those 2 now. Ah, that's unfortunate. Really low already. And he enters tapped. Therefore, I kinda need to block here. Even though my Death Burn is worth a lot in this deck. Oh, he doesn't attack. That's amazing. That's really, really good. Fine for me. I mean, I attack anyway. If he draws into something with haste, that would be really unfortunate, but I kind of have to risk it because he can top deck stuff like that, and it's just gonna yeah, be really painful for me basically. Next turn I can get back my Death Baron, and also, yeah, well, I can't take this 4 any longer. Could be even, I could be dead if he drew into something amazing here. Okay. Yeah, well, I can't take it. Let's see. Another Death Baron. Down to 3, but I don't see myself surviving here. I really don't see it. Down to 2. Ah, now shock or skewer the critics or yeah, whatever. Sad. I mean, my deck basically is fine with paying life for drawing cards. Not the best way to draw cards against mono red, I guess. Was close nonetheless. Really liked the idea behind my deck, but yeah, I guess his deck is just a bit faster, and my me hurting myself with all those card draws kinda, yeah, didn't help. Really decent hand, like decent enough at least. Need to draw into 1 land at least to be fine here. But he starts, so that's super realistic. Okay. Opt is interesting. Like, when you see a watery grave, you usually expect Esper, but Esper usually doesn't run. Opt, I mean, sure they could, but usually you don't see it. Okay. Red colonies, okay. So at least we now know what he's doing. And he runs blue, so they can't be blocked with that one legendary. I'm not really sure what it's called. That, let's say, Chinese kind of card. Not really sure how to name it. Okay, he can only play one for now. I mean, I could block, but I won't anyway. I will attack here. I don't see him blocking. If he does, I would sacrifice them anyway. I mean, it would allow me to draw 2 cards. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I don't want these reds to get big, therefore I'm gonna sacrifice those 2. It lets me draw 3 cards and I get 2 lands, so I can still play something probably. Yeah, at least I can take him back to my hand. I need to discard a card. I'm going for this guy. I don't really see myself being able to cast that. That's in my deck basically for the sole purpose that I can revive it with the Eldest Reborn. Okay, now he can play 2. Down to 14. Oh, it enters tapped. That wasn't the best turn then. I mean, I could sacrifice those 2 again, but then it wouldn't have made any sense that I play him. If I sacrifice these 2, he loses 1, I can play him. Whatever. Like, if I don't do this, he could one-shot me next turn with 1 red and the thing that makes him unblockable. Therefore, I need to keep his board small. I still will get 1 blocker at least. Okay, interesting. That's an interesting deck list he runs there. Really, really interesting. Like, tapping all my creatures for an entire turn. I mean, at this point he has already kind of lost, but really interesting. Decent. Super good curve here. Mono red. That's what I don't want to see. Let's see if I can do it this time. Okay. Not a standard mono red list at least. I'll save him as a blocker. I mean, he's still faster than me for sure. He might shock my priest. Seems likely. Yeah, there it is. Probably attack with everything. I'll save him for something bigger. Like he'll play light up the stage. No, actually he doesn't. I'll go for the Midnight Reaper anyway. I need card draw, so if he wants to get rid of my big creatures, he at least has to consider that I'm going to draw some cards. Here's the first one. And I can still block here and still trade evenly. Still at 16, so I'm not in the worst spot here. Okay, that's unfortunate. Down to 12. Everything enters tapped by me, like the Gutterbones, the Diregraf Ghoul, therefore bit hard to slow him down. Oh, come on. Down to 8. I want a priest. Like if she stays on the battlefield, that's way better than getting a 2/2 zombie token here. Okay, he used all his lands, so now he's in kind of a bad spot, to be honest. He can't really attack here. I mean, he can, but I'm fine with this trade. I can still grab a creature from the graveyard. I mean, I get to draw a card and I can get my Gutterbones back at least. I mean, sadly, I just got 3, or yeah, I exiled 2, got 1 back to my hand, so only got 2 left in my graveyard. That's a bit unfortunate here. Let's see what he does. He could kill my Marshal with something. And attack for 3. Okay. I can't really afford to lose too much, so I'll block with him. They can't block anyway, so I'm gonna sacrifice them to kill his creatures, draw a card and play maybe the giant, maybe something else. Let's see. I guess that's better. And I can still get 1 back to my hand. Okay. Close one, let's see. Show me what you got. I can decline here, no problem. I mean, no problem. He has no lands left at least. Okay, now he has 1. With 1 he shouldn't be able to do too much. I mean, he could have a Skew Acrobatics or something. If so, I'm down to 1, then doesn't look too good. How many creatures do I have in my graveyard? 4. That doesn't really help. He has to discard a card now. Do I have something that heals me? I mean, my Liliana heals me for 2 each turn. There's the cure, down to 1. I mean, this guy doesn't really do much for me. As long as I don't one-shot him. I kinda need my Lily, or that's kinda doomed. Let's see. if he has any sort of damage spell, which he obviously has. No, I mean, even if he doesn't, he can still play another risk factor, and yeah, I think this one is done. Right? No? Maybe? Okay, there's the risk factor. 3 cards. He needs to draw a shock basically, because he can't play Skewer, he can't play Wizard's Lightning. So, okay, now he can play Lightning Strike at least. Does he have it? Doesn't seem like it, or why would it take so long? Do I really turn this game around, or is he just fooling with me? Okay, now I can, like, okay, that doesn't matter. I can take 1 creature back. Let's see what I want. Kinda need to kill him this turn if possible. Nah, even though this one deals less damage this way, I at least get bigger creatures out there. How much does this deal? 4. 7. Yeah, that's not even close. Okay, he blocks them both. I need something to heal up. I won't survive like this. Ah, that doesn't help me at all. I think it's over. I don't see him not having anything for like 5 lands here. I think he has the Skewer. Okay, here's the Gala Snipe. Now he can play basically anything. Yeah, there it is. Okay, whatever. Was a fun run. Really was. Like, I really like zombies at the moment. Not the strongest tribal in Magic the Gathering. Needs a bit more options. Maybe with the new set there will be some more things, because right now you are kind of limited. But whatever, still one of my favorite subtypes, I guess. And yeah, it was fun. Not too viable, wouldn't recommend in high ranked, but for a climb through, I don't know, gold platin, it would probably work. Also for daily missions, really can recommend it, because it's, yeah, really funny. Okay, yeah, see you around, hope you enjoyed, and don't forget to join us.